John. So, hi everybody. What a game of football tonight, and a spectacular 3-1 win. Brilliant first half performance, and second half was probably a little bit more 50-50, but we probably played a different type of second half. Just moving on to Sean. I'd just like to welcome everybody as well. We're literally running from one room to the other to get ready for tonight. We need about 3 or 4 minutes. So just like to welcome Sean and Magoo. How are you, lads?
How's things, Jared?
All good, all good. Sean, just to start off with yourself, what's your initial reactions?
Whoa, what a win. What a win. It's huge. That's huge. So it is. First half, really, really good. First 15 minutes I thought were scrappy by both sides. I thought it was real blood and guts from both. The intensity was high, but technically both teams were really poor on the ball. But we settled into it a lot quicker than Bohs. I think it was telling from about the 15th minute on, we finally got our foot in the ball and we started creating a lot of opportunities and causing them an awful lot of problems. I think it really started from Johnny Kenny's effort off the bar as well. That was some effort, so it was.
Yeah, like it was probably a little bit blood and guts in the first 15 minutes, but the amount of chances was mad. What's your take on it, Magoo?
Yeah, like you were saying, I thought the first 10 minutes were a bit mental, but they obviously come out with the intention to press at us straight away and start hell for leather at us. But I thought once we settled down, I thought we were way the better team, and I thought we were really, really professional performance in the first half. To be honest with you, I thought we settled it down and played our own game. Some of the 1-2 touch passing in the first half was brilliant. I thought Johnny Kenny up front, his link up play and his pressing and everything the first half especially was unbelievable. And I think we deserved it overall, really. I know they had a few chances at the end, but I thought, like, if we didn't win that game, it would have been another injustice on us this season after the Dundalk game. I see we've been joined by Connor.
We have. Connor, how are you?
Good, lads. How are things?
Yeah. Good, Connor. So I suppose to start off with yourself, Connor, straight into it. What's your thoughts on tonight's performance?
Great to see goals from open play, I think.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, I'm delighted for Mark Byrne. The finish was incredible. 9 times out of 10, League of Ireland striker puts that into the belly of the keeper, I think, So I was really delighted to see the goals from open play. And I mean, I don't want to talk about any negatives. We might leave that for the podcast. But I just thought it was really encouraging. Really, really encouraging.
Yeah, it was really encouraging. One thing, just not even from a tactics point of view, but for the I suppose we kind of thought that the 10-15 first minutes were a little bit scrappy, but I think the performance from the commentators was even scrappier in terms of names.
You know what I was thinking? And it's easy to criticize many of the commentators across Watch NOI, but I have to say, I didn't think Hugh Carroll, a fellow who has blocked me on Twitter. I don't think Hugh Carroll and Stephen Doyle were bad tonight. I think they were interested in the game. Some of those commentators are not interested in the game that they're commentating.
Yeah, true.
More interested in the weather.
At the same time, we'd expect the basics just to get the names right. Like some of the stuff he was coming out with was like, I don't know if you can remember, lads. Like for the first few times he called McGinty Talbot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, that seems to be a trend. Yeah. There seems to be a trend of just getting the opposition, giving the opposition team the opposition goalkeeper the name of the other team. That just seems to be a trend, And Liam Bulger was managing the team at one stage. But I think this.
Liam Bulger, yeah.
Listen,
Connor, we're not going to have you on here to offer excuses for the commentators, all right? If we want to save the tactics till tomorrow night, you're going to have to run with it.
Do you know what my takeaway from the whole game was? When you think the last game I've been in the showgrounds was the Bohs game at home where we lost. It was a 1-0 last season. Was it 1-0? I think it was. But we were really bullied, like, you know, and this Bohs team showed up to the showgrounds and they were absolutely ripped. And like they're all big boys, you know. But I think Buckley went out and said to the Rovers side tonight, like, you're not getting bullied off them, or you're not getting bullied by them. And that probably had a direct effect on the quality of the football that was played. I think Rovers were really up for this game, and you could see it in the kind of frenetic nature of the game. Like, you know, it was really full on, like, you know, and that probably led to some poor passing at times. But I'll take that, like, you know, and there was definitely no bullying going on, like, you know, we were toe to toe with them.
Dave, I was going to say they've lost an awful lot of quality up front compared to last year, though.
Yeah.
Like Andre Wright made a huge difference to them. Like Georgie Kelly has no patch on him.
Yeah, I thought Kelly made hard work for the defenders. He kept them busy, but he's not a patch on Wright, no.
Sean, do you think that maybe Keith Long got his selection wrong for tonight? He made quite a few changes. And
desperate.
I think that diluted their play, perhaps.
I thought, look, not many might agree with me on this, but I actually thought it was a wee bit disrespectful to ourselves. He made 6 changes to the starting 11, so he's already looking ahead to Shams,
saving them for the tough game at the weekend.
Yeah. He's already looking ahead to Shams and completely overlooking us as a threat. So it makes that win even sweeter, to be honest, because it really showed in there's. Especially in their opening, as I says, the first 10, 15 minutes, they were all over the place. They couldn't get a hold of the ball. It was constant mistakes. You could see they weren't used to playing with each other. They couldn't get any rhythm whatsoever. And that led throughout the whole first half in the end then.
Yeah.
I think we overran them in the first half of that, though. I think our intensity in the first half was short. Yeah.
Our intensity in the first half was unbelievable. The pressing from the front three was class. Like Johnny Gibson, the work rate out of the two boys was unreal. Walter on the far side, and then Bulger. See, Bulger was the highest man in the press at times tonight. Like, it was unbelievable.
Yeah. Magoo, just to come in there. So, I suppose if you were to look at the two teams, considering Bohs made 5 or 6 changes, and also that they had an extra day's recovery, you wouldn't have thought that Rovers were the team that had the less recovery time.
No, definitely not. And I don't think that. Like, I know Bohs will use the excuse that they're amateurs, even though they're not. But I honestly don't think if Coote and Wilson all had started, I still don't think it would have made a difference. I still think we would have bet them. Like, I think in the game in the second half, I know in the second half they came out and they were a better team, and they did miss chance like that chance that Ward missed. Jesus Christ, I nearly shit myself. Like, I always felt like we had it in us to score again. Always felt it like that we were going to get another 1 or 2. We just looked a better team. Like, we look a better team than them. We just look a better team than them. There's no.
It goes
from 1 to 11. I think we did. Yeah.
You know, I go back to the Waterford game there, Magoo, when you talk about we looked like we were going to score. You just had that feeling that we were always there, that we were never out of the game. Whereas you look at last season and stuff like that, whenever we conceded or if someone pulled one back, you kind of thought, Jesus, did I have the bottle to go here and get a winner, or, you know, even stay in the game? But this, even there tonight, like, we never looked out of it, so we didn't. It was always just a matter of time before we got control of the game again and just created another opportunity.
We always looked a threat when we went forward, like.
Yeah. Will we go into the chat room just and start reading out some? So, Kevin Callens, we took care of the boohoo, the Bohs. The boom is back. Ryan Matthews, get in, title contender. Jerry, come on, say it. Not a hope. No way. And Sham scored in the 94th minute again. Though.
I watched this. Dane Massey cleaned the fullback out for no reason. Cleaned him out. Free kick. They put the free kick across the box. Header, back post, Mandreo. 96th minute. Like, they scored against Longford in the 94th minute last week, I think, to win.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, I
Jamie's
suppose.
bastard.
Yeah.
Where is he?
Happy birthday, Ryan Matthews from Dara Mulvey.
Happy birthday, lad.
Yeah. Birthday every week. It was his birthday on the bingo a few weeks ago as well. And actually, the bingo's on tomorrow night, everybody.
Yeah.
So if you could all play, it'd be brilliant. It's the last one as well. It's a bit slow at the moment, in fairness. We're at about
Is it,
break
yeah?
even. So yeah, just
It's a
looking at the numbers today. So,
just quickly as well, a big day for the town as well. Congratulations to Mona McSharry as well in qualifying for the Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Dara McMahon showed what we're made of to go and win the game. Massive 3 points, that is. Ed McGinty was top quality. Hopefully Walter won't be out for too long. Kenny never stopped running all night. You wouldn't see a first half like that in the Premier League. Yeah.
In fairness, lads, can any of you remember? Like, I know we haven't seen many away games, obviously, lately, but I can't remember us playing as well away from home since the Bohs semi-final back
2012.
in, was it?
Yeah.
2012, like.
Yeah.
I can't. Like, obviously, we don't see many away games, but like that's as good as away as I've seen us in years. In first half, especially.
Yeah, I think though, as well as we played though, we never controlled the game, and that's the next thing I think that we need to really we need to get a hold on, And you're right, you've been saying it
the first half, Connor.
Say that again, Jerry.
Would you not think that we did control parts of the first half, particularly?
I don't know. My heart was in my mouth for the first half for some reason. I just thought it was the game was just so all over the place. We lost so many balls in possession. Again, I don't want to focus on the negativity, but we've no problem with balls being lost if they're trying to be put into the feet of Kenny or Walter Figueroa or whoever it might be. But it's your lateral balls when you lose possession, pushing the ball left and right. That's when you're banging your head off the table. And I was getting annoyed with a few of those. But
I think that might be the white hag on a Tuesday, Connor.
Huh?
That might be the white hags on a Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. We didn't, Bulger doesn't come into the middle of the park, put his foot in the ball, and have a look around, That was the nature of the game as well. It was frenetic. They were at us, and we were at them, But what I would say, and I'd agree with the point that McGill has been making for a long time, just to reiterate it, if Romeo has got his back to goal, he's useless. Not useless, but he needs to be running at people, And I thought I forget who the Bohs centre midfielder was who was picking the ball up off the back four, but I thought he could have been doing a little bit more work there at times. I know they were putting pressure on him, but I thought Romeo could be doing a little bit more work from a pressing point of view to try and win the ball back. But the spirit that they brought to the game, and it's everything that we were missing for all those games last season when we were questioning what was going on.
There was 20 minutes in the first half where Romeo was brilliant, though.
Oh yeah. Just when your man Carl said he was right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dunner, just Sligo played 75. I think that's Stenny. That's a marker put down tonight, lads. It took a wonder goal for them to score. I've said it already. Best back four since Piers, Jay, Dav, and Keno.
Hard to disagree with that, to be honest, on what we've seen so far this season. They've been absolutely excellent, so they have. All complement each other very well, and it's not even that we play with wing backs either. It's conventional fullbacks now. They don't offer massive width, but they're absolutely fantastic defensively. Horgan and McCourt are brilliant. The reading they have in the game is just it's amazing.
I thought McCourt, for a man who was booked so early, McCourt, for a man who was booked so early tonight, he was flawless after that. He didn't put a foot wrong after that. When I saw him be booked, I thought, oh Jesus, the whole game to go but the amount of tackles he won and one-on-ones and on a booking, he was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
He's so calm in a tackle. You see, he doesn't do anything rash. He's not. He doesn't dive in. He reads the game properly. So he does. He trusts himself one-on-one that a player won't go by him. He gets his body shape is always right. He's never standing square on against a winger. He always turns his body, gets it to the side that he can judge which side the winger's going to go, left or right of him. He always reads it really well. Horgan's the same on the other side. They're excellent to watch. I used to play fullback, and I tell you, as a left full watching Horgan or watching McCord, he's brilliant. He's brilliant to watch. So he's an excellent footballer.
Proper defenders, proper fullbacks.
Yeah,
proper fullbacks. Yeah. Andrew Dodd. Then fitness levels of both teams were top drawer. We went from being bullied last season to dominating patches of play. Romeo was quiet tonight, but his contributions showed he has quality. So that was from Andrew. I think we kind of touched on it there, and we were agreeing with it. Alan Cairns. Romeo doesn't seem to be fully up to speed of the league just yet, but is showing signs of getting there. Very good first goal. Magoo.
Yeah, the first goal was class, wasn't it? It was brilliant play all round, though. It was brilliant play before that. I think that was when Romeo was in his bit of his purple patch in the first half.
Yeah.
He was unplayable for about 20 minutes. And like once he got, as you were saying, Connor, that he was in that area where he could have been doing more on their midfielder. But once he was getting the ball beyond their midfield, they had no hope of getting it off. He was too strong and too direct and too good on the ball. And the link-up play, I think it was between himself and Johnny first, was it, or Bulger? And then Romeo's little flick in for Gibson was just class. When you thought the chance was gone, the wee bit of awareness and the ability just to pull off that little flick, and it was a great finish.
Yeah,
and then Cawley's goal at the end was a class finish too. But even Mark Byrne's goal, like the wee flick from Johnny Kenny, like the ball in from Bulger and the flick on was brilliant. 3 great goals.
Lads, I'm just watching the comments here just quickly, and I do want to touch on it as well. You see that fucking free kick in the first half? Oh my sweet Jesus! Where McCord gets booked.
That's where McCord got booked from. Like,
who's doing set pieces? Because honest to God, it's horrific. So it is.
But in fairness, Sean, the first free kick was bad, but we had 2 or 3 after that where where Gibson put balls into the box and it was
exactly. Just put the ball in the box, though.
Gibson's delivery was good tonight, I think.
But that's all you have to do. Don't overcomplicate it. It's amazing. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. Just put a good delivery into the box, and you'll reap the rewards from it. We nearly did with Romeo's effort. He was just slightly outside, I think. Anyway, but that's all it is. Just a good delivery. We have the players that'll make the runs. That'll turn off a defender's shoulder and get the space for himself.
Yeah, I think we found
tentative though.
I think we found formation as well that's really effective with the 3 in front of Kenny.
Yeah, just in behind him.
I think Kenny makes such a difference. You've seen the first half Shams and second half last week with the pressing. I think that's like, having watched Liverpool for the last few years, you know that the pressing starts with the first man top of the pitch, and Kenny's brilliant at it. Like, and you can see then they all work off him. As you said, Sean, Bulger was the furthest man forward on a few occasions in the first half, but that's because Kenny went to close out the fullback, and the fullback had to lay it back to the keeper or the centre half, and Bulger was in on top of him. He starts. He's the trigger.
Yeah, but do you know what the thing is, though, Magoo? For a 17-year-old, it's not aimless pressing. It's not just running around like a headless chicken, just chasing down anything and everything that moves. It's intelligent pressing. He leads the pack when he goes. He doesn't go and chase.
He's very good too. If you ever watch him, he waits. Like if a long ball is coming to their defense, he doesn't run, as you say, on the long ball. He waits for them to take their touch first.
Yeah.
And on their touch, he'd go. It might be a bad touch, and then he's in like a flash on them.
Exactly.
I think a good example of that was the Harps goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that wasn't just an aimless run. You could see he slowed down and quickened up once McGinney took his touch. I think you're right there.
Even if you go on that, if you go on that Harps goal as well, if you actually watch him, watch how he forces Webster. Webster actually plays a bad ball back to McGinney, and actually Kenny reads that and he sees that it's not exactly an easy pass to control. So he knows once he makes that run in on McGinney, he's going to panic as well. His touch isn't going to be great, and lo and behold, the outcome is the goal.
There's a good point here, Connor. I'm just going to pass it on to you. Shane White, he says, love seeing Banks coming on, barking out orders and taking instructions from Horgan. There seems to be a really good team spirit.
Yeah, I was watching Banks in the first half on the sideline. He was just kind of limbered up, but he was clearly eager to get on. There's definitely a good, healthy fighting spirit between the various players. Putting it up against each other, because he was a fellow who was going through a fairly it was a fairly intense warm-up session that he was doing on the sideline. It was only 15, 20 minutes into the game, like, you know. So he's clearly bursting to get on, like, you know. And it was just nice to see him come on, I think. It was good to see him get some minutes in. Just one other point that I wanted to make. I think the pitch in Dalymount as well was pretty bad. You could see that from one of the corners that Bohs had. That ball that ended up back at the halfway line. And that probably as well didn't help our game. Like, they took a corner. I don't know who it was. Devoid, the ball was going to, and it ended up around his waist. Like, it rolled it on the ground for 40 yards, and then it just took off and flew by him. So, you know, the other thing is that the pitch is probably terrific or horrific up there, and it probably made things really difficult.
They haven't. I think Chance has been the only decent pitch really we've seen. Even the showgrounds is dry and bobbly.
Showgrounds is too hot either. Yeah.
So Kevin Noon. So Kevin's a great friend of the trust as well. He does a lot of graphic work and stuff for us. Says serious results. First 25 minutes, second half, we weren't great, but handled them and still look like we would hurt them. Delighted with everything they have shown us so far in the first few games. Go on the bitter red. So Magoo, do you think the second half performance, was it that we were pushed back, or was it that a case of, we were pushed back, but we were happy enough to hit them on the break and maybe it played into our hands?
Well, I think playing on the break does play into our hands anyway. I think we're well suited for playing on the break. But I just think that obviously we would have been expecting Bohs to come out with more intensity in the second half. Like, they would have got a rocket at halftime, and we would have known that. But I think just the early goal probably knocked a wee bit of stuff out of us, and it took us a few minutes to probably, you know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes to get over it. And they were pressing hard, but like I was saying earlier, I always felt like there was another goal or two in us, you know. But we had some close shaves though as well, I suppose. They did miss one or two chances as well. Georgie Kelly's header and Ward's chance at the end, like, so we did give up a few chances, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's probably the most we've given up in any game. But Clive made a great point there on the group just there that we're 100% away from home. So
that kind of proves the point that we are good at hitting on the break and Anybody else want to touch on that, or
just on this for their goal? We're actually we're slow out of the blocks, so we're a wee bit lazy. We actually get an attack and they play it out. They play it through the midfield quite easily, and actually Romeo and Figueira both track and back. They make no real attempt to press and try and win the ball back. They just let it fucking slide by, and it works its way over to Birch on the side. It's a brilliant finish. You can't take that away from him. But I think we could have done a lot more about it before it got there.
We're probably caught a little bit cold on the restart.
We're just a wee bit lazy at the start. That's all.
Yeah, it was a serious strike, though, wasn't it, Connor?
It was a great goal. Yeah, I think it probably went through a good few defenders. It might be a bit tricky for McGinty. I thought McGinty played quite well, though. You know, for the Harps game where he had very little to do, he was still impressive in claiming balls, cleaning things up, mopping stuff up. You know, he's great around the penalty area. I was a bit worried when he I don't know who he cleaned out of him in the first half. He didn't clean him out, but you know, I thought Doyle's first half was Doyle the ref,
yeah.
I thought his first half wasn't bad, but I think he lost the run of things in the second half as well. I do think that in the League of Ireland this season, they're trying to be a little less forthright with the yellow cards, in fairness to the referees. And I think we've seen that in some of our games, particularly McLaughlin when he refed us last. I can't remember right now which game it was. But
he refed against Harps there on Saturday as well. So, and, you know, when I seen him his name come up, I said, that's he's Donegal ref. But actually, in fairness to him, he was very, very good. And there was probably as many fouls, I think, in the Hearts game as there was in the Bohs game. But Doyle seemed to throw the cards out a lot quicker.
The booking of Morahan.
Jesus Christ, Morahan was just a joke.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Yeah. It was really silly stuff to be booking. Petty.
Yeah.
Like every slightly mistimed tackle has to be a foul. And then every foul has to be a yellow card. Like, it's a joke. Yeah. Like, sometimes in a game of football, fellas are going to be a bit late, and like even with courts, I know these days by the letter of the law, it's a yellow card. But like, there's sometimes fellas just quicker to the ball to you. Like, what can you do? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be broken or every single time.
Yeah.
A joke.
I'll just read out a few kind of comments rather than questions. So Peter Meehan is saying, we're back, baby. Kieran Quinn, what a win. Dylan Giblin, best we played since 2010. Connor May, how am I supposed to sleep after the middle of the night here, buzzing. An awful lot of comments
You're
about
hard, Connor.
yeah, an awful lot of comments with like 50% of the comments about set pieces. In fairness, we took one bad free kick and it was shit. Let's maybe just park it there. We didn't do it for the rest of the game, and as Connor said, let's not focus too much on the negative and.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure Liam Buckley would say it in the interview after the game. Probably didn't play to our best. Came away with 3 points. Scored 3 goals away from home. That's, I mean, you can't ask for much more than that, you know. And yeah, I mean it's great. I'm just devastated. I mean, I just put the last 2 minutes of Shams on. I knew it. But anyway, we'll focus on that.
Yeah, sorry, I looked at my phone.
So look, 100% away from home, and the home games have been against Dundalk, Shams, and Harps.
Yeah,
like
I mean, we go back to the Dundalk one, but we should have won that.
We're wrong.
Yeah.
But like you have to look at it as well. This game could have went arse ways altogether in the first minute, or it was the second minute when Buckley completely made a hames of that and let Georgie Kelly in, and McGinty makes that unbelievable save.
Yeah. I was just like Georgie Kelly on the end of it.
Yeah, I have to say, for someone who's hailed as such a good striker, he's a terrible finisher.
Yeah. He's
a good
couple of good chances tonight. Yeah. So just a few more. Christopher Davey, Johnny's link-up play was so good, or is so good. Chris Benson, good performance. It will take a good team to beat us. That's for sure.
Definitely.
Stephen Conway. Derry now on Saturday as well.
We'd say, really.
Yeah.
But I mean, of all the top teams, we've Dundalk, Bohs, Shams, Harps.
You know, on reflection, it's amazing the team that Ward picked, or that Bohs picked this evening. Really,
it's disgraceful. So
you can call it disrespectful. I'll take it all day long, but it's you know, when I saw the 5 changes and 6 changes before kickoff, I mean, does he seriously think that the Rovers are that light? Like, you know.
It's honestly, for a manager of his caliber, it was really, really as amateur. So it was amateur.
But maybe as Keith Long, Donner, is he getting sucked into the modern notion of where you have to rotate squads?
Yeah, I think you could be right, Jerry, to be honest with you, and prioritising certain games over others. In this league, you really can't prioritise any game because there's nothing given. There's nothing given in the League of Ireland. No game is a guaranteed win for anyone. Even look at Shams tonight, like against Drogheda. They scrape by and get a last-minute winner. You know, nothing is a given in this league. You have to treat every game with the height of respect and go in with the utmost concentration levels and the best squad you can actually assemble that day. Because they've looked ahead now to Shams, and now he's under serious, serious pressure. Not that he's lucky, he has enough credit in the bank there. He's not going to get sacked or anything like that. But, you know, if they lose against Shams at the weekend, they're in trouble.
How many points are we ahead of them?
Of 1 second,
Neil. As of tonight, they're on 7 points and we're on 14. So.
Yeah, we're 7 clear, yeah.
Wow.
So if we win at the weekend, and Shams beat them, we'll be 10 ahead of them. And that will make Shams will also be 10 ahead of them.
Yeah. So and you know, like at the end of the day,
credit in the bank or not, he'll be under pressure then.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like that's what it says. He will be under pressure because it's not going to be an easy one for them either. But you're looking enough about them anyway. It's about us, isn't it?
Yeah, true. Let's go back to want to read as many comments as I can. So Park McKeown, lads, you know we're making a mark when the commentators start referring to us as the bit of red.
I like that actually, yeah. I enjoyed that when it says that towards the end.
Yeah. Sligo Bill, great to see we have quality off the bench too. This time last year it was weak enough. Yeah. Ronan Flanagan.
Again, Cawley was brilliant off the bench.
Yeah, Jesus. What a strike too.
Great
strike.
finish.
I'm delighted for him. He's such a nice fella. He really is. He's really such a nice fella. And like, there's going to be no him or hawing on him when he's not playing. He just gets the head down and comes on and does the job. Brilliant every time he comes on. Like, he really is.
Again, this is what I go back to the other night when we were chatting about it. This is what he's there for now. You know what I mean? To make these big impacts off the bench. It's brilliant to have it. Not many teams will be able to bring a player of his quality off the bench like that to make such an impact.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was just going to say he gets into most sides, like.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, few people giving out about Cornwall. Not Naval either. Yeah, he's. Was this? Sorry, just about one of the lads here mentions about how Kenny gives it to Cornwall. Remember that time they came together and again Doyle, I think, flashed a soft yellow card at him. At our lad.
Who got booked there? Cornwall got booked, and who got booked for us in that?
Kenny.
Was it?
Yeah.
Kenny got booked at the end.
No, more of them got booked at that time too.
More of him, I beg your pardon.
They're coming together.
Yeah.
Kenny does I love that little snide thing he does there, just running down the clock, just comes in and just makes that cynical challenge on the halfway line, just to kill the clock altogether. I love that kind of thing. It's great.
I hope Walter's all right. I mean, I don't know what happened to him. He was on the byline. He just had his foot in the byline, and there was no challenge or anything, was there?
No, it's I'd say you won't see Walter for a few months.
Yeah, he looked worried because there was nobody near him, and he even when he lost possession, the referee gave the throw in against him. He walked off. He walked away, took 7 or 8 steps, and the camera went back to him. He was on the ground. Judging from where he was kind of holding, I don't know if he was like holding the top of his groin or it could be even into his hip flexor. And if it's into his hip flexor, he's at least 6 months he'd be out.
Okay, we'll leave it there, lads.
I know it's not good. You don't want to see it, but like genuinely, look. Hopefully, it could be nothing. Hopefully,
Donner's getting tired and cranky.
He's getting cranky, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Pass me
no white hag. See, there's no white hag tonight, dog.
Yeah.
No water. Welcome water.
Give him
the white hag. We dropped over some beers.
Throw him up a can there, will you? Connor, throw him up there.
Dropped over some beers. Everybody except Donner.
Yeah.
So that's why
Rory Howard is saying beat Derry and the Vine will be gone. What do you reckon about that, Donner? Definitely.
What's that?
Beat Derry and the Vine will be gone. They'll give him 2 broken legs as well, Donner, and he'll be out for a year.
Oh, please, can we put the nail in his coffin? That'll be beautiful. That would be beautiful.
How did
I'd love if he gets sacked off the back of it, defeat us. That man, he is a fucking bluffer of the highest order. What are you going to say, Connor?
I picture they can't afford to sack him. He's on a big 3-year contract.
They never gave him a 3-year deal, did they?
He signed a 2-year extension at the start of last season.
Yeah.
Oh, they're a shit show. I love it. How the fuck could you give him a 3-year deal?
So Donald Kelly, Kenny is fearless, has 0 respect for opposition centre halves. He's fucking deadly. Connor, he doesn't play like a 7-year-old. I know they keep calling him young Johnny Kenny and they keep referring to his age. I don't even look at him now and think of his age anymore.
Yeah, he's he's definitely starting against Derry, and you know, when he's not seeing a lot of the ball, he's still switched on. He's a mature centre forward at such a young age. But you know what? I mean, hopefully, Walter is not out for a long time. But I'm happy to see more of Mark Byrne. You know, and I think he's game as well. I think he's more than capable.
He's a class act.
Yeah. So you know, bring on Byrne.
Yeah. Jerry Keaveney, we'll finish up now in a couple of minutes. But Jerry Keaveney, great game, a bit fast and loose, but I'm happy with that. Even at 1-1, I felt we had enough to win the game. On Kenny, he's a real talent, and we need to give him time to grow. He still has the schooling to do. There was actually one thing there that I thought of in the first half when the ball was near the Bohs dugout, and Gibson just done a wee flick around one of their defenders, and the bench went absolutely bananas. The Bohs bench, and you could hear them all bloody game, but this time with bananas. I was just thinking, they don't like to be schooled in good football. They think that they are the business, like. So it's great to go down from the Northwest and school them.
Keith Long has been living off that for the last couple of years, that they're the only team that plays football in the league, you know.
Yeah.
I loved as well after Gibson's goal, the camera panned back to the Rovers bench, and the boys are just like,
it's normal. It's every day. Normal shit.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, boys, he is a talent, bro. He just gets better and better every time you watch him. He's excellent, so he is.
Yeah.
Gibson, he's so good with the ball at his feet, isn't he?
Class act.
He's a brave man wearing no shin guards against the likes of Harps and Bohs, doesn't he?
But do you know what, though, Jerry? He actually shows no fear whatsoever.
Yeah, I know.
You know, for a tricky winger like that, you know, 9 times out of 10 you see them fly into the ground and all that whenever they're touched. He's the complete opposite. He wants to stay on his feet all the time and just try and work his way out of the little corners he gets into, and he usually does as well. Like, how many times have we seen him now dance around 2 or 3 fellas? It's brilliant.
I thought the triangles that himself and Bulger and Moran were involved in at times were brilliant. Like they didn't always work, didn't always pull them off, but eventually they will, like, you know. Yeah.
You can just see those little passages of play coming together throughout the side now as well. And those little the links coming together. Even Romeo, when he settled into the game as well, himself and Gibson were connecting really well.
Yeah. You know, like after the Harps game, one of my main takeaways was that we still weren't seeing any trends within the team. You know, those, you know, one of our most effective balls throughout the season has been from Buckley at centre half to Romeo. That's been one of our most successful passes. And as good and all as it is to see it, you want to see a little bit more creation from elsewhere in the pitch. And that's beginning to happen tonight.
Yeah. So we'll wrap it up there, lads, and just a couple of shout outs in terms of the pod will be out on Thursday morning at 11. So we have a Derry fan on, and we have just a few other things happening on that as well.
We have somebody from the 500 Club committee just to talk a little bit about that. That's not confirmed yet who we'll be speaking to, but hopefully that's what the plan is. Just before you finish up, Jerry, to say to people, if they want to get their shout outs for tonight, on tonight's game, for the podcast tomorrow, record a 30-second voice note, state your name, give us your thoughts about 30 seconds, and you can email them into podcast@borst.ie, and we'll put them all together and play them out in the podcast tomorrow evening for you to listen to on Thursday morning.
Yeah. So, sure, look, we'll wrap it up there. Really enjoyable.
Just
really,
go on, one more thing, Jerry.
Yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, like, for all the shit we've listened to for the last few days with football being dragged through the mud, and a few weeks ago with the Ireland team, and football in this country is dead, and there's nothing coming through the ranks. We're sitting top of the table with the spine of our team, and we finished tonight with 6 lads, all local lads brought through the academy, all 21 and under. So I think there's still places around that are starting to punch above their weight and doing things the right way. Mountain Sports Community Club.
Yeah, exactly. And again, we'll talk about that more tomorrow night. Look, it's never been more important than to support your local club. And look, Sean, just if we give the last word to you, if you want to pour any cold water on what Magoo said there.
I couldn't agree with him more. I'm absolutely delighted. Well, to be honest with you, I'm a wee bit pissed off. If anyone in here has a Sky subscription, cancel it. Because my fucking Sky internet went and I missed 20 minutes of the second half. I'm fucking depressed.
That's why he's cranky.
I thought you were going to make some sort of comment there about Sky and this.
Yeah.
I was going to do a Gary Neville on it. No.
Yeah.
So look, we're going to sign off there. People, don't have nightmares thinking of Sean. Just have good dreams thinking about all the goals that we scored tonight. Thanks, and we'll talk to you all on Thursday morning.
Good luck.
It's a wrap.
I have to listen to some Spandau Ballet now on gold.